Yesterday we got the chance to listen to this extremely special Murli, where Baba was informing us how we need to conduct ourselves at this time in the confluence age. When we conduct ourselves in Baba's remembrance according to the highest principles of God, then all that we do becomes a memorial that lasts through the entire cycle. And in a way, during the golden and silver ages, we will get the chance to serve all the children of that we will have, of course, but at the same time, the entire public, all the subjects in the kingdom. But not only that, when we go into the copper and iron ages, we will have our devotees serving us, worshipping us in the highest way possible. And if we don't do things right at this time, then unfortunately our devotees will also do the same. They will follow exactly what we do. If we do things well, they will also do things well. If we don't do things well right now, they too will do a shoddy job of worshipping us. Yes, so now we will proceed to the second part of the Murli. In this Murli, Baba is specifically talking to the teachers. The practical form, and Baba is saying the practical form of a teacher is to be that of being a constant server. So Baba wants us to become constant servers. The practical form of a teacher is that of being a constant server. You all know this very well. What is the speciality of a server? What is the speciality of a server? So the first thing Baba has already mentioned in the previous sentence, we have to be constant servers. See, we have to be servers every day, every minute, in every way possible. See, we can't be choosy. We can't say that I don't want to serve on Mondays or I'll only serve on Mondays. 24/7 throughout the year, morning, afternoon, evening, even when we are sick, even when we need to take rest, we're tired, even when we are hurting, even when there are 100 different things coming on top of us, we still have to serve. That is being a constant server. So how does a server become successful? Yeah, this is interesting because this is in a way a little bit of paradox. On one hand, a server cannot run after success, but success is something that we have to aspire to for, you see. If we do the right thing, success will come to us. Success brings a sense of contentment to the soul. So if we don't serve right or serve well, then we won't get success, then we won't receive contentment, and then we won't have the motivation, the energy, the enthusiasm to serve more. And so you see how we create a negative loop for ourselves then. So what we have to do is to somehow, in a way, seek success, but not in the traditional way like the world would do. People in the world, they're running after success. No, we are not running after success, but we need to know what is the right strategy that will bring us success. How do we do service in a way that success becomes natural or comes spontaneously to us? So the speciality of a server who's constantly lost in service is that he would have renounced any feeling of doing service or having done any service. The speciality of a server who is constantly lost in service is that he would have renounced any feeling of doing service or having done any service. This is another very important part of doing service in the right way, the correct strategy, that there shouldn't be any me and mine or I and me. So, in other words, you call this the renunciation of having renounced anything. In Hindi, it is tyag kavi tyag, that I have renounced something, but I don't go around sharing that with others. Hey, I'm such a big person. I've renounced this. I did so much of service. I was here 24 hours trying to help people, trying to serve, trying to clean up this place or whatever else that was needed. No. Baba is saying, when you say, I did this service, that service would not be successful. When you say, I did this service, that service would not be successful. I did not do anything, but I was the instrument through whom it was done. I did not do anything, but I was the instrument through whom it was done. For Baba was the one doing it. So let's take a moment to see ourselves as instruments. And Baba is the master. He's playing this instrument and creating music through me, through you. So I am the instrument through whom Baba is making things happen. I'm not doing anything. We are not doing anything. You're not doing anything. You're merely an instrument of. Then there is praise of the Father. When you say that you are the server, you see, if we praise the Father, then Father is going to do awesome things for us too. So when you say that you're the server or that you did something or that you will do something, then that consciousness of I, even in terms of being a server, won't allow that service to be successful. That I did it. If there's the slightest consciousness of I, then the service will not be successful. When service is mixed with a consciousness of I, if there's any adulteration whatsoever, it becomes service filled with a selfish motive, not service filled with renunciation. It becomes service filled with a selfish motive, not service filled with renunciation. But it's seva that doesn't have tyag, does not create bhagya. Baba has said this many times. Service that doesn't have or doesn't emerge out of renunciation cannot create our fortune. Seva, tyag, and then bhagya. But first is tyag. The first comes tyag when we renounce a lot of different things. We have to renounce our rest, our sleep, our comfort, name, fame, whatever else it is. And then we do service from that space of renunciation. Then the service creates our fortune. Okay. So in the world, there are two types of serviceable souls. One type of serviceable souls are those who serve with selfish motives, and the second type are those who are embodiments of renunciation out of love. One type of serviceable souls are those who serve with selfish motives, and the second type are those who are embodiments of renunciation out of love. So, which type of server are you? Yes, Baba is asking, which type of server are you? Are you the one who serves with selfish motives, or are you those who are embodiments of renunciation out of love? You see, there is no compulsion. It is coming from that space of love. And like a mother or a parent would renounce things for their children, for her children, or parents would renounce things for their children. And it would be coming from a space of love, not compulsion. And that's what Baba is wanting us to do at this time, to serve the whole of mankind, not out of compulsion, but out of love. So which type of server are you? You have already been told that when your consciousness of I is merged in love for Baba, then that is what it means to be a true server. The language of I and you then comes to an end. Baba is the one inspiring the act, and you are the instrument performing it. See, I and you. I did this. No, you did this. No, no, I did this. No, you only did this much. I did the most. No. So this I and you, me and mine, all these words go away. It is Baba who is inspiring us to do it. We are merely instruments performing it. And Baba is saying anyone can become an instrument. When you have the consciousness of I, what does that mean? Who bleeds? Me all the time. Baba saying, who bleeds? Me all the time. Baba saying, a goat, So somebody probably responded, a goat. By constantly bleating, you become dependent. This is very interesting, what Baba is saying right now. That by saying I all the time, we actually become dependent. The head and shoulders of a goat constantly bow down. You see, when we want credit, we want acknowledgement, we want recognition, then we will be like beggars. Then we will bow our heads. We won't be strong like lions. That's what Baba is saying. So whereas a lion constantly holds its head high, we don't need anything from anyone. We don't need recognition. We don't need credit for what we have done. So we won't be subservient to others. So where there is the consciousness of I, you're bowing down due to one desire or another, and do not have the intoxication of holding your head up high. Due to one or another obstacle, you keep your head down like a goat. A householder's life is like that of a goat because of constantly bowing down. A householder's life is like that of a goat because of constantly bowing down. To bow down in humility is a different matter. This is not humility making you bow down, but Maya making you bow into a goat. See, one is bowing out of humility, and other is bowing due to subservience. Because we want something, there's emptiness, there's a desire that is pulling us down. Yeah, so Maya is making us into goats if we have desires in our hearts. So she forces you to bow your head and makes you look down. To have the consciousness of I mixed in service means to become dependent. To have the consciousness of I mixed in service means to become dependent. You would then be dependent on a person, a part, the atmosphere, or something else. You would then be dependent on a person, a part, the atmosphere, or something else. You become dependent on someone or another. You even become dependent on your own sanskaras. To be dependent means to be under an external influence. To be dependent means to be under an external influence. Those who are influenced by others become dependent. Servers cannot possibly have this sanskara. What is Baba saying? To be dependent means to be under an external influence. Those who are influenced by others become dependent. Servers cannot possibly have this sanskara. So we cannot be under any external influence, and so we cannot be dependent on anyone. And so what we have to do is to see ourselves as instruments. Baba is doing everything through us. And since I'm not doing anything, since we are not doing anything, then we don't want credit. We don't want recognition. So our head will be held high like a lion, and we won't be like a goat looking down. So servers are those who issue a challenge. Is another very important aspect. So one is the servers don't need anything. The other is the servers are constant, right? They will serve on a constant basis, every moment, every second, every breath, every step. And now the third aspect, servers are those who issue a challenge. You always hold your head high when you issue a challenge. When you have made a mistake, you would look down while you speak. To be a server means to be one who challenges. To be a server means to be one who challenges Maya and also the souls of the world about the Father. So in other words, we would connect every soul to Baba no matter what obstacle comes our way. When you try to serve, all those of you who have gotten involved in some service or the other, you will find that it's not really easy. There will be many challenges that will come along the way. But the one who succumbs to these challenges is not a true server. The one who fights these challenges and rises beyond those challenges, in fact, the one who challenges the challenges. Yeah, come. I can take care of all this. I can fix all this. I can rise beyond all these aspects of Maya that keep coming up. Yeah, so those are the true servers. So those who have first challenged their old sanskaras are then able to challenge others. So what do we have to do first? Before we even challenge others, we have to challenge our own sanskaras. In modern terms, we would call these as our mindsets, our outlook, our way of thinking, vichardhara, man ki sthiti. Many times we get caught up in these things. Our old habits, our old ways of perceiving things, our old ways of just looking at things, our outlook towards life. We have to first challenge those. In other words, we have to come out of our status quo, our comfort zones, and try to look at the world from a fresh set of eyes. You see, and then we can serve others. Then we can challenge others. So first you have to challenge your own sanskaras in particular, and then you can challenge all the obstacles in general that come. Obstacles can never stop true servers. Obstacles can never stop true servers. Those who challenge others are able to change a mountainous form of Maya into a mustard seed form in a second. Those who challenge others are able to change a mountainous form of Maya. So change a mountain into a mustard seed. In the world, they say change a mountain into a molehill. But even a molehill is big, right? So Baba says change a mountain into a tiny mustard seed. And that too shouldn't take long. How long should it take? 1 second, Baba said. Because why waste time? See, if we can accomplish this task of changing a big mountain, a big obstacle into a tiny one, then we can cross over it quickly and then go on to do many more things that are needed. And the more we do, the more we receive. You see, the more reward we get from Baba, from the universe. So Baba wants us to be able to change the mountain of Maya into mustard seed form in a second. In the drama, you show about Maya. What is it that you show that you will change a mountain into a mustard seed? Many times Baba even says that rai ko bhi rui bana diya. That is, rye is a mustard seed that's very tiny, very light. It can be easily blown away if there's slight wind. But Baba is saying even make it into something lighter, and that is rui, that is cotton wool. Cotton wool has no weight pretty much. So Baba wants us to change the mountain into rye, that is mustard seed, and then from a mustard seed into cotton wool. So to be true servers means to be those who are equal to the Father. To be true servers means to be those who are equal to the Father. What does the Father first of all call himself? He says, I am the world's servant. To be a server means to be equal to the Father. He says, I am the world's servant. To be a server means to be equal to the Father. The service you do in this one birth enables you to claim a throne, and a throne for many future births. To be a server means to be equal to the Father. See, equal to the Father in a way that we receive all that, that the Father is entitled to. In a way, we become like gods for the people in the world. But what Baba is also wanting us to do is to, you know, make effort, or our behavior should be the way the Father's behavior would be. His energy versus our energy, there shouldn't be any difference. His outlook versus our outlook, there shouldn't be any difference. So we have to become servers equal to the Father. So how Baba is loving and kind and compassionate and respectful and generous, and he's just giving, giving, giving all the time. That's exactly how we have to do. The service you do in this one birth enables you to claim a crown and a throne for many future births. The service you do in this one birth enables you to claim a crown and a throne for many future births. The confluence age is the age of doing service. For how long do you have to do that? In any case, the confluence age is a short age. Many Baba's children ask, how long should we serve and how long do we have to keep serving? But confluence age is a short age. Therefore, if you do receive an opportunity to serve in this age, it is for a short time. Even when someone has been serving for 50 to 60 years, you see these dadis, they serve for 80, 90 years, many of them, right? They came at a very young age and they lived 90, 95, 100 years. And so they served 70, 80, 90 years. And so even if somebody serves that long, Baba is taking the median number of 50 to 60 years. If you subtract 50 to 60 years from 5,000 years, so how much would that be? 4950 or 4940. All the rest of the cycle is the time of the reward, which means serving for 60 years and enjoying the nourishment of that for the rest of the cycle. You serve for a little time, and the rest of the time you enjoy the nourishment. You become worthy according to the efforts you make at the confluence age. Then you will become a number-wise worshipper according to how worthy of being worshipped you became. So you will become a number-wise worshipper according to how worthy of being worshipped you became. You will become the number one worshippers. Then just see how good your final birth is too. Even the final birth of you good effort makers has been good. So you can understand from this how good your past births must have been. See, even in this last birth, we have enough. We have reasonable amount of resources. We have enough things, So think of it, what would we have in the golden age? What would we have in the silver age? And what would we have in copper age? You see, we'll have so much. If we have so much in the last birth, then we'll have more than plenty. We'll have abundance upon abundance in the gold and silver and copper ages. So this is like experiencing a little sorrow in comparison to the happiness you have experienced. For instance, when a very wealthy person becomes a little poor, you would say that he has become poor. Yeah, when the poor become poorer, then we don't say much, right? If someone is very rich and he loses a few $1 billion, then say, oh my gosh, that was a big deal. Similarly, Baba is giving another example. Yeah, look at Baba's analogies, amazing analogies. When the teacher, when the temperature of a wealthy person, when the temperature of a wealthy person is even 1 degree too high, you would say that he has a temperature. However, when the temperature of a poor person is almost 5 degrees too high, no one would even ask. So similarly, the sorrow that you experience is not that much because you have experienced extreme happiness. What Baba is saying, similarly, the sorrow that you experience is not that much, but because you have experienced extreme happiness, it is said that you are experiencing sorrow. So our sorrow is not really sorrow. It is just in comparison to the extreme happiness that we have received in the golden and silver ages, this sorrow is a big deal. So even in your final birth, you haven't become beggars, have you? You have not become those who beg for a couple of chapatis at every doorstep. This is why you have been told that the time for making effort is very short, but it's a time for experiencing the reward of that is very long. The reward is so elevated. Think about it. What an amazing amount of benefit we're going to get. The reward is so amazing. What would your stage become when you have this awareness as long as possible? So, Jaisi smriti, vaisi sthiti. So if my awareness is so elevated all the time, then my sthiti, that is stage, will also become very elevated. So it would become elevated, would it not? To become a server means to claim a right to eat nourishing fruit for the whole cycle. To become a server, now Baba is talking about the reward. To become a server means to claim a right to eat nourishing fruit for the whole cycle. Never ask if you will have to keep serving for the whole of the conference age. When you're eating nourishing fruit, would you ask whether you're going to eat that for the rest of the cycle? It is at this time that you become aware that you're going to receive all of that reward. It is at this time that you become aware that you are going to receive all of that reward. You receive 100,000 fold in return for one, and so there would be an accurate account. To be a server means to be constantly happy for the whole cycle. This is no small fortune. Whether you call yourself a teacher or a server, you receive 100,000 fold in return for the service you do. What is the effort you make? Here you become didis and datis for the students. At least you receive a title. A 10-year-old student would also call a new teacher of 2 years didi. Even here, you are seen in an elevated state. So even in the conference age, we get so much of respect, so much of regard. They all give you regard. If you are a true server, you become worthy of receiving regard even at this time. If you have something else mixed in you, you may be called Didi or Dadi, but tomorrow they may say something else to you. When the services makes, the regard you're given will also be mixed. This is why to be a server means to be equal to the Father. So let's take a moment to see ourselves equal to the Father. Our awareness is so elevated, and so our stage is also extremely elevated. And so we can see ourselves standing next to Baba on the same stage as Baba. And of course, there will be difference between Baba and us. Baba is the Supreme Soul. We are his children. But feel for a moment that there's minuscule difference between you and Baba. Baba has made you, Baba has made us all equal to him. Baba doesn't want any difference. And of course, there will be difference. No, no kidding. But just for a moment, feel as if there is no difference whatsoever. You're fulfilling Baba's wish to become equal to the Father. To be a server means to place each of your footsteps in the Father's footsteps, not to be a little ahead or behind. To take each and every footstep according to the Father's Srimad. Take each and every footstep according to the Father's Srimad, whether it is in thoughts, words, deeds, or in connections and relationships. To be amongst those who place their feet exactly in the Father's footsteps is to be those who take Baba's footsteps. What do you think? You're not such a group, are you? Pardon me, you are such a group, are you not? So what kind of a group Baba wants us to be? Because of all the teachers who were sitting in front of Baba, Baba wanted them all to be ones who take each footstep according to Baba's Srimad. So it would be taking each step exactly in the Father's footsteps. Not a step forward, not a step backwards, exactly with Baba, exactly on Baba's footsteps. So you teachers are constantly easy yogis, are you not? So you teachers are constantly easy yogis, are you not? If you teachers find everything to be hard work, what would be the condition of your students? It's very interesting. If we teachers find everything to be hard work, what would then be the condition of our students? Acha, Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba, for such amazing versions, making us into constant servers who renounce even the desire for any recognition, any credit, any sense of I. And we become humble instruments that God Himself is serving through us. And through each action that we perform, we are simply glorifying Baba. Constant servers who renounce everything and even renounce the aspect of renouncing. They go beyond this understanding of renunciation, and then servers who are ready to challenge Maya. And no obstacle is big, but even the biggest mountain can be changed into a tiny mustard seed in a second. And that can happen only when we are ready to challenge our own old sanskaras, our old habits, our old mindsets and outlooks. Yes. Then we can challenge the whole world. Let's take a couple of minutes to remember Baba as we scan through the valley in our minds. Allow this Murli to sink into us. Over to all of you.
Om Shanti, good morning, Divine Family. The definition of being a server, unlimited server, godlike server, been given by Baba today. That what is unlimited service, where there's no me or mineness, I, me, mineness, not there. The soul considers as an instrument of God, Baba's instrument, and there's no mixturity or alloy of the own mind, intellect, and past sanskars. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So, Baba says, the very intoxicating point where Baba says the extreme happiness that we experience, right? So, even now we don't experience or we don't really struggle as a beggar, or we are not becoming a beggar. So, when we compare the extreme happiness that we experienced during golden age and silver age in heaven, right? So comparing to that, yes, we are a little down now. Yeah. But we don't really beg for chapatis or, door to door. So we all experience, I mean, it'll be a comfort life even after that. So that has happened because of the kind of service that we did during confluence. So this is the time to do unlimited service. And Baba doesn't like we, saying men, like becoming a goat when it comes to doing service. So Baba would like to see us taking up challenge like a lion, keeping the head high, not keeping the head low or below. Yeah, that's a takeaway for me today. Thank you, Om Shanti.
Adding on to what just you mentioned, Bhajit, Baba's today telling challenge your own self rather than challenging others. The reflection here is what is that I, the soul, have to challenge? The first thing is old sanskars that defeats me. Also challenge the practice of practicing various powers at the time they're required? Am I getting deceived from these powers? So that's one point of today's Murli that is a practice point for me, is challenge self, then challenging anybody else who I get connected with or get related to.
Om Shanti. In today's Avyakt Murli, my Baba said that even if the temperature of a wealthy person is 1 degree high, everyone would inquire. But if the temperature of a poor person is 5 degrees high, no one would inquire. What exactly does does this mean? What exactly Baba is telling in this paragraph? Shweta and Pai, do you want to add some more light onto it?
Dearest brother, I missed it because I had to step away to drink water. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, the sister was asking about, so Baba mentioned, right, the temperature of a healthy person's is slightly increased, then it's a concern, whereas the temperature of a poor person, even it reduces 5 degree or, high, it's not a really a issue, right, for others. So correct me wrong if
Right.
I'm
Right. And what Baba is trying to say here is that we were the wealthiest. We were the best of the best. So when even the slightest thing happens to us, then it becomes a big deal. But it really is not that big a deal. So we do have sorrow, because this is a game of happiness and sorrow. We have, Baba says in a way that half of the cycle is happiness and half is sorrow. Golden and silver ages, we got such amazing amount of happiness, but in the copper and iron ages, we really don't get much sorrow. And whatever little we get is a big deal, because in the happiness that we got in the golden and silver ages were just through the roof. You see, so we were the most affluent, we were the most influential throughout the cycle. And so even the slightest negative thing, kind of seems like a big deal, but it is not. So what Baba is trying to say here is that, in a way, he's trying to pump up our enthusiasm. He's trying to make us feel good about ourselves. He's trying to raise our awareness, our consciousness, our self-respect, that truly we are the most entitled souls. We are the most amazing souls. We are the ones who receive the best deal, the best role, the best deal ever. Okay, dear brother and dear sister, reasonable enough?
Yes, thank you.
Any questions beyond that? No. Okay.
Brother, just one more question. Baba mentioned about the challenges, right? So when challenges comes, we will have to, it might come in the form of a mountain, but we'll have to make it into a mustard seed. So would you like to give us some insights about how we supposed to, handle that sort of a big situation into a mustard seed situation?
Yes, dearest brother. See, what I have realized from all that Baba has shared in these many years and all that I have heard is that my mindset has now changed to that there is no problem. Actually, these are all opportunities for growth. Look at the problem as a lottery ticket that can make you multimillionaire. Then where is the problem? You see? So we look at this mountain, and instead of looking at the mountain made of rocks and all the dirt and things like that, how about you see that mountain as a mountain of gold, mountain of diamonds? Then would you be complaining about it? So in the past few years, I've worked very hard, very diligently to change my mindset, to not look at the problem as a problem, but actually as an amazing gift. And Baba says that use it as a gift, and then it will lift you up to higher consciousness. So yeah, nowadays I don't see a problem as a problem at all. I see it as a lottery card, a lottery ticket, or even a calling card, for me to, make phone calls to Baba. In other words, it only helps me come closer to Baba. So I see this as something that is going to increase the bond between me and Baba, to solidify that relationship between me and Baba even more. So nowadays, forget about, getting scared of challenges, scared of problems, but actually now I have fun in facing challenges, and in fact, I have now started invoking challenges. Then come challenges, because only these challenges will help me rise further. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, brother. So basically, there are no problems, right? So we should see it as an opportunity, right? So that, our attitude will change us towards the problem. And so that is going to help us to get closer to Baba, right? So every problems are opportunities to us to get closer to Baba, right?
Yes, dearest brother. And if I look back into my life, my worst challenges are the reason why I'm here today, where I am. And if I look at the worst days of my life, and they were, really speaking in retrospect, the best days of my life. So where is the problem? So wouldn't you want more worst days in your life? Because they will turn into the best days ever. Many times in the Murli class that we have, the local Murli class, I ask this question to the students: hey, do you have the ability now? Do you have the strength, the courage to invoke challenges? And invariably, I get an answer, even after many years. The answer that I get from most students is, oh, I don't have the strength, I don't have the courage to invoke any more challenges. In any case, my whole life is riddled with challenges. Even when I don't invoke, even when I don't invite challenges, there are plenty that come my way. So I don't want any more. So you know what I tell them? That actually, this is a paradox. The more you invoke challenges, the more you invite challenges, the further away they will run away from you. And many times I give them the example of Mike Tyson, or one of these boxers, like Muhammad Ali, or maybe even Bruce Lee, when they would invoke their opponents to fight, then 99% of the opponents will run away, because they will know that they'll be beaten black and blue. And so when we have the courage to invoke challenges, actually challenges will run away from us. They'll get scared of us. So you will actually have fewer challenges when you invoke challenges. Okay?
Yeah, that was wonderful, brother. Thank you so much.
That's been a powerful approach. Problems are possibilities and not problems. Thank you for discussion, Vijit Bhai and Shwetam Bhai on that.
If there are no sharings, then can we move on to meditation? Before that, we have a quick announcement. So I'll quickly share my screen. Today evening, the Hindi Avyakt Murli Club will be conducting a special class where Jayanti Didi will be joining and taking a class on the topic of Baap Dada Ki Bachon Se Asha. So it's in the evening at 8:30 p.m. Till 9:30, 1 hour session. So I suppose this flyer will be shared in the English Avyakt Murli Club also. So those who would like to join and take the benefit of this class, feel free to do that. Om Shanti. Over to you, brother, for meditation.
So would you like me to take you through the meditation? Well, yeah, I'm happy to do so. Okay, Ji. So
Yes,
let's see.
yes. Yeah, if you can give some direction to travel the mind, that would be great. Yes, thank you.
All right, dearest brother. So let's see ourselves as servers, true servers, such servers that God Himself would be proud of us. I love this phrase that is spoken very often in India, that खुद ही को बुलंद कर इतना कि हर करनी से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है. So see yourself as such a server that even God, Shiv Baba, is stopping to acknowledge you. Constant servers. Every minute of the day, every second in the minute, every moment in the second, at every breath, every step, every word spoken, every action, serving the world. But serving as an honest and humble instrument, wanting nothing in return. No credit, no recognition, no appreciation. Allowing Baba to serve through us. The maestro can create the best music through an instrument when the instrument surrenders to the maestro. Let there be no trace of I and mine. No ego, no I consciousness, and therefore no subservience to anything or anyone. And now see yourself as a server who's willing to take on challenges. One who is willing to challenge the challenges. No obstacle is big enough for you. Big enough for all of us. Even the biggest mountain, in a second, we can convert into a tiny mustard seed. Isn't this amazing? A server that God Himself is proud of. A true server, an honest server, an humble server, a constant server, a powerful server, an unstoppable server. Oh, Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Shwetanbai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a wonderful day.